I'm Aaron Shneider. I live at 417 Green Lodge Street. 2 months ago, when I previously presented before the Newton School Committee, I posed the question: if Newton schools display an overt and systemic bias in presenting the Arab-Israeli conflict, how can our community be sure that the school system provides impartial and comprehensive coverage in regards to other topics? Why should we believe that this prejudice is insulated? It turns out, as it too often does, that the school system has chosen to uphold particular narratives rather than provide our youth with a well-rounded education. This incident, involving the short film Ismail, is not only the boiling point that has brought our community to act, it is also just the tip of the iceberg. How can we expect the Newton school system to remain objective and honest when when it's previously forced Saudi-funded textbooks upon its high school students? Some years ago, under Superintendent Fleischman, this community fought a hard battle to purge Saudi Arabia's state-sanctioned propaganda from our classrooms. The textbooks in question accused Israel of acting as a fundamentalist Jewish entity, perpetrating terrorist attacks and torturing Arab women en masse. Perhaps the Saudi government that funded those blatant lies should have spent some time looking in the mirror, rather than criticizing the Middle East's only functioning democracy. Superintendent Fleischman feebly bleated that this textbook would help shape the critical thinking of Newton students, but, as most cowards do, finally submitted to the will of the community at the first hint of potential retribution. Tragically, this community has learned the hard way not to trust our representatives in the school administration. While the school system's dedication to eradicating propagandistic material bought and paid for by Saudi Arabia and Qatar will always be a mystery, what we do know is that such texts have continued to infiltrate the curriculum despite the school administration's repeated assurances. It is also important to keep in mind that Qatar and Saudi Arabia are two of the largest sponsors of global terrorism in the entire world. So it's not as if these history textbooks were provided to us by a neutral entity. Take a second to imagine the outcry if it were to be revealed that Putin's government was aggressively funding and authorizing the history books used to teach our youth.
30 seconds,
This
Aaron.
situation is no different, and it would be morally bankrupt and intellectually dishonest to treat it with a reduced degree of seriousness due purely to political biases. Now that we find ourselves at this crossroads regarding the newest batch of anti-Semitic, anti-Israel slander, I must ask the community yet another question. Is this really a surprise? All of the main actors involved in these previous scandals are still at large, continuing to corrupt our educational system. They have not faced any consequences for their behavior, so let us erase all doubt.
Thank you very much,
These are not
Aaron.
teachers or school administrators. These are political actors attempting to forever poison the minds of our youth. Thank you.
Thank you.